Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the CCIW Women's Basketball Conference Tournament back here at King Arena for the third consecutive year. We have the second semifinal game for you coming up in just a few moments between the host Wheaton Thunder and the fourth seed, the Augustana Vikings. Just a few minutes ago, you've watched the end of the Elmhurst, Illinois Wesleyan game, really a tight battle. Iowa came away with a 63-62 win, but Caleb, really a tight fought game the whole way through.
Yeah, it was a great game. Two great teams who played very hard. But in the end, Sydney Shanks, a freshman for Illinois Wesleyan, coming in clutch with 17 points. She's only averages 4 points on the season. So she was huge for this Illinois Wesleyan effort and their win to advance to the championship game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, we're finally here. It's playoff time. Conference tournament, and two teams that really took pretty different paths to get here. Augustana just kind of squeaking in as the fourth seed. Wheaton Thunder really in control of the conference the whole way through. Finished the season with a solid home win against Illinois Wesleyan to finish the season, but on paper, really two pretty different teams, the Vikings and the Thunder.
Yeah, they're both high scoring, but it seems like every team in the CCIW ranks high for scoring, but Augustana especially is fourth nationally in scoring, averaging 82.8 points per game, and Wheaton is 13th in scoring, averaging 77.8 points per game. So, but Wheaton also has the best defense in the CCIW statistically by far. And Augustana has one of the worst in the whole country, actually. They're 413th out of 440 teams, and they give up 75 points per game. And normally Wheaton has been able to hold Augustana to well below their average, so we'll see which way it goes tonight. If it's going to be a high-scoring effort, if Augustana's going to be able to put up a lot of points, led by their star, Casey Kallenberger, the 6'5" center, averaging 12 points and 11 rebounds a game, or if it'll be Wheaton's guards that take over.
Absolutely. Two teams that are really led by two stars. Katie McDaniels, obviously, here get sick of us talking about her tonight. But on the other side, wearing navy blue tonight, number 35, Casey Kallenberg, 6'5" senior, like you said. In the two matchups this season, she had 33 points and 25 rebounds. And really the big difference for Augustana in the first game of the season, when the Thunder kind of blew out the Vikings, she only had 4 rebounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kallenberger, though, in the last game, she dominated for Augustana. It was only a 4-point Wheaton win. Casey Kallenberger actually had 20 points and 21 rebounds in King Arena not too long ago. So she's definitely a key player in this matchup.
Right now, we're going to send you down to the floor for the national anthem and the starting lineup. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
The home team on the scoreboard will be Wheaton, the number 1 seed in the tournament. The Thunder enter with a record of 21-4. At this time, let's meet the starting lineups. At guard for Augustana, wearing number 15, a 5'5" senior from Green Oaks, Illinois, Olivia Mayer. At guard for Wheaton, wearing number 22, a 5'10" junior from St. Anthony, Minnesota, Kelly Lawson. At guard for the Vikings, wearing number 20, a 5'6" junior from Wildwood, Missouri, Victoria Allen. And at guard for Wheaton, wearing number 24, a 5'9" junior from Wheaton, Illinois, Maggie Dansdale. At center for Augustana, number 35, a 6'5" senior from Bettendorf, Iowa, Casey Kallenberger. In the middle for the Thunder, wearing number 14, a 6'2" sophomore from Champaign, Illinois, Devin Kyler. At guard for Augustana, wearing number 22, a 5'8" senior from East Moline, Illinois, Michaela Fallon. At guard for Wheaton, wearing number 11, a 5'8" senior from Champaign, Illinois, Chantel Meacham. And at guard for Augustana, wearing number 33, a 5'5" senior from Silvis, Illinois, Jennifer Van Watermeulen. At guard for the Thunder, wearing number 10, a 5'6" senior from Shoreview, Minnesota, Katie McDaniels. The head coach for Augustana is Mark Beinborn. The head coach for Wheaton is Kent Matson. The officials for tonight's game are Jody Duffy, Amanda Bender, and Josh Mara.
Well, here we are. The Thunder's playoff push starts right now, and it starts with the Augustana Vikings. Caleb, one of the matchups I'm really looking forward to tonight are two first-team all-conference players, Casey Kallenberger and Devin Kyler.
Yeah, that's a big matchup. Kallenberger has gotten the most statistically wise the first two matchups, especially the second game. I mean, 21 and 20 is a huge game for any player at any level. But Devin Kyler has played well against some really good bigs lately. It comes to mind Michaela Eppert. She played great in their matchup with Elmhurst earlier. So Devin Kyler is certainly capable, but Casey Kallenberger just has size that can't be matched really in D3 women's hoops at 6'5". So it'll be a big battle down low. We'll see if Wheaton can keep a body on her at all times and attack the glass.
And here we go, we are underway. The Vikings are going to come away with the tip. Kallenberger showing off some size to start off early on, and this has the looks to be a pretty high-scoring matchup. We'll see what the Thunder's defense can do to try and silence the Vikings' vicious offense attack. And right away, Olivia Meyer going to put two on the board and foul. She'll go to the line and try and add another.
Yeah, an impressive play to start the game from the senior. She just averages 7.3 points per game, but an athletic move to get it over the 6'2" Kyler to get an early and one.
Vikings coming out with a press, and hasn't worked well historically for teams, but a turnover from Devin Kyler, and the Vikings are going to have another go at it here.
As you said, normally Wheaton's really good at breaking the press. They're one of the best teams in the country of taking care of the ball, but there Kyler turns the ball over, creating an early Augustana possession.
And there's Wheaton's own Maggie Danzler getting a hand in there and break up the play. She has really turned into a defensive superstar for the Wheaton Thunder over the last two seasons.
It's always a good game when the color commentator can touch the ball. Saved my laptop there. Into Kallenberger. Good job by Kyler. With Kallenberger, you just got to stay straight up, force her to finish over you.
Meacham looking for Dansdale on the cut. Reset the offense here, McDaniels. Drive floater and a finish. The conference player of the year for the second year in a row. Got the Thunder on the board first.
Yeah, like you said, she just came out that she won most outstanding player, second year in a row. Olivia Mayer early on asserting herself, 5 points already. Good layup there.
And almost identical the first turnover the Thunder had there. Dansdale is trying to find Lawson on the block, but Kallenberger with the long reach making that a problem for the Thunder early on.
Yeah, she's really helps a lot when you press to have a 6'5" presence protecting the rim. McDaniels with the three. When she's hitting three, she's so much more dangerous because her strength is driving to the basket. But if she's hitting threes, that defender's going to have to come out on her, which provides a lot of driving lanes.
Vikings 5 from 3, can't get it, but Kallenberger in the paint with the rebound and the finish. Kallenberger is the rebounding queen of the conference for the regular season. She has been a force on the glass all season. Yeah,
she's ranked up there nationally as well in block shots and rebounds. 2 rebounds on 2 straight possessions there.
Quick basketball there from the Vikings. Michaela Fallon with the finish. And the Vikings very early on in this game with a 4-point lead over the Thunder. McDaniels, a great pass and a nice finish there from Kelly Lawson, the second team all-conference player.
Something to keep your eye on. McDaniels with that assist is only 2 away from tying Carrie Cole for most in a career at Wheaton College.
Wow.
Something to keep in mind on that record might be broken here tonight.
And hopefully the Thunder are going to have at least a few more games the rest of this season, so I might see a couple of those records fall. See the freshman Jill Berg check in for the first time tonight. Devin Kyler's going to make her way to the bench.
Yeah, quite the assignment for Jill Berg as a freshman guarding the senior 6'5" Kallenberger. Wheaton needs to play team defense on her. It can't be a one-on-one matchup.
Kallenberger with a second rebound. That's with a jump ball. Kelly Lawson got her hands on it.
What's so hard when you have a big like Kallenberger defensively for Wheaton is when Jill Berg comes to help. That leaves no body on Kallenberger, and she'll get an offensive rebound every time.
Shot clock winding down. Fourth shot, not going to do it. Another freshman, Jordan Meyerhoff, will come down with the rebound. She'll push the ball off the court for the Thunder. Lawson sets for three, doesn't like it. Fires from the elbow, can't connect. And here come the Vikings coming the other way now.
This pace so far has kind of favored the Vikings. They're a really high-scoring team. They like to kind of cause chaos. Let's see if Wheaton can slow it down and get better shots.
Great skip pass to the corner from three is Corey Riley. Had 13 points in the first matchup between these two teams. And Vikings with a 12-7 lead early on.
Augustana has come out with a lot of confidence in this game. Scoring at will so far. Kelly Lawson with the response though. Kelly Lawson sometimes gets overshadowed by McDaniels, but she was also first team all CCIW this year, averaging around 12 points a game.
Trying to find Kallenberger down low, but an errant pass to give the Thunder another possession here. McDaniels from three knocks it down. Conference Player of the Year already with 6.
McDaniels, who struggled a little bit from three at times this season, in the last couple of games, she's really turned it on at the right time. She's such a dangerous player if she's hitting that three, as I said earlier.
All knotted up back at 12 now. Vikings find the same corner once again. This time the three, Izzy Anderson, a second team all-conference player.
Yeah, she's a great player. The sophomore out of Rock Island. She shoots 34% from beyond the arc. Someone that Wheaton is going to have to keep an eye on.
And a great find from Jill Berg. Finds Chantel Meacham crashing into the paint.
It's a back and forth contest so far. Not a lot of breaks. Not a lot of fouls called. Looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game here at King Arena.
Meyerhoff kind of fires away, but Katie McDaniel's there to clean things up, and already she's got 7 points. I like to see Jordan Meyerhoff there go up strong in the baskets here, kind of falling away on that shot. Kallenberger from the paint, not going to find it.
That's the kind of shot you want Kallenberger to take. It's more of a jump shot. She's a much better shooter from closer into the basket. So good defense by Berg to force her out of the paint.
Looks like Jordan Meyerhoff's going to get called for the travel here. And an early turnover going to hurt the Thunder.
Just two prolific offenses really showing themselves early here tonight. Wheaton shooting 70% so far, 7 of 10. And Augustana 50%, 6 of 12. So just a back and forth, exciting contest. And just to let you guys know, as I mentioned in the first game, there are media timeouts here in this CCIW tournament in preparation for the NCAA tournament, where every game is media timeouts. And it happens after 5 minutes. The first dead ball, there's a media timeout. So the game's a little bit more broken up. There's now kind of like 8 sections of the game. I know coaches like to divide up the games like, hey, let's win this section of the game. Right. So there's a lot more coaching going on from a timeout perspective going on in a normal CCIW game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's good preparation for these teams. Hopefully going to a national tournament. And the Thunder very familiar with that, looking to make their 3rd straight appearance into the national tournament. Last 2 years left a pretty sour taste in their mouths. So 2 years ago, falling here to Wisconsin Lutheran College in a tight overtime game, and then last season had to go up to UW River Falls, and pretty tough loss up there, an 81-56 loss. 2 quick exits from the national tournament, looking to make a little bit of a different story here this season, but you got to win 1 game at a time, and the Vikings look like they're going to give them all they can handle. as Carly McCameron, 6'1" sophomore from Antioch, Illinois, is going to add another 2 to the Vikings total and give the Vikings the lead once again. Thunder break the press pretty easily early on, but the Thunder answer really quick. 18-17 Thunder lead.
Casey Kallenberger is subbed out right now. Let's see if Wheaton can take advantage of that. Kelly Lawson did there by attacking the basket without the 6'5" shot blocking presence that Kallenberger provides.
Early foul looks like it's going to go against Carly Cameron. Her first and the first team foul. In comes Chantel Meacham, and Kelly Lawson's going to make her way to the bench. Chantel Meacham this season became the program all-time leader in three-pointers. Looking to build on that lead. He had 229 coming into the game today.
There's a lot of records that could be broken. I know Katie McDaniels is 4th all-time in scoring. They would have to go pretty far in the tournament to give her a chance, but she has a good chance getting the assist record tonight. Chantel Meacham, who's top 15 in the country in three-point shooting percentage at 41.8%, shows her prowess from behind the arc, knocking down that 3.
That's going to be a big key for the Thunder with the numbers that the Vikings team can put up. Coming down on the last 2.5 minutes to play here. Chantel Meacham got a hand on it. He'll stay with the Vikings.
Kallenberger coming back into the game now for Augustana. Wheaton needs to recognize that and continue their help defense down low.
Shot clock winding down. Vikes are going to have to do something here. It's going to be an offensive foul. They're going to get Kallenberger, I believe, on an illegal screen. And Vikings press break continuing not to do a lot. Thunder really only hurt themselves down at this end on the fast break. And there's Jill Berg going to put 2 on the board for the Thunder, and the Thunder lead now at 6, 23-17.
That's something I really like to see. If Devin Kyler and Jill Berg, good D by Berg there. Meyerhoff the other way. She finishes. Now an 8-point Wheaton lead. As I was saying, if Devin Kyler and Jill Berg can hit those jumpers, it brings Kallenberger out of the paint, and it kind of neutralizes her shot blocking ability. So a big shot by Berg, and on the next possession, good job by Meyerhoff finishing in transition. What a hot start for this Wheaton team.
Absolutely, and really a great heads-up play there from Katie McDaniels on that last fast break. Tip that ball into the hands of Jordan Meyerhoff, give her an opportunity to score. So early on at 25-17 lead for the Thunder. 2 minutes, 2 seconds left to play in quarter number 1. Katie McDaniels doing Katie McDaniels things with 7 points. Chantel Meacham, on the other hand, with 8 points. And on the other side, Olivia Meyer leading scoring for the Vikings with 5, and a handful of players with 3. Great heads-up play from McDaniels once again. Dish outside, not going to find it. Another turnover for the Thunder.
Kind of uncharacteristic there. Normally Wheaton's so good taking care of the ball. Augustana's pressure getting to them a little bit.
Really not much else you can say about that. It's really just uncharacteristic. Thunder, one of the best in the nation taking care of the ball. Kallenberger can't connect on the 2, gets her own rebound. They're going to get Jill Berg on the foul, going over Kallenberger's back.
Yeah, Jill Berg's going to front that hard. They're going to need help from the backside, and just wasn't there that time. Mel Bremhorst comes in for Jill Berg, providing valuable bench minutes for the Thunder.
It really is one of the strengths of this Thunder team is they have a lot of depth in a lot of different places. You have Devin Kyler, obviously the second team all-conference player. Then you can go to Jill Berg, and then you can go to Mel Bremhorst. So you have 3 players that can defend one of the best players in this conference.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Put a lot of fresh bodies on her, forced her to exert a lot of energy to get all her touches.
Vikings continuing to feed Kallenberger. Nice knockdown there. It really seems to be the strategy of this Vikings team. First look's always trying to go to Kallenberger in the paint. If it's not there, knock down the long ball. Obviously overly simplified, but Chantel Meacham from 3. She'll put another 3 up. Quick transition there. Vikings can't connect on it.
Chantel Meacham continuing her streak of starting off games really hot. In her last game against Iowa, she also had 3 first quarter 3-pointers. And Wheaton now will hold. There's about a 3-4 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. We'll hold for a last second shot here to end the first quarter.
Myroth back to Meacham. Meacham from 3, not gonna get it. Got the rebound. Maggie Dansdale going to work under the basket. And one, she'll go to the line with 0.4 seconds left in the quarter.
30 points for this Wheaton team, looking to get 31. What a great offensive performance. Maggie Dansdale leads this team in offensive rebounds. That's one of the things she does best.
What an effort from Maggie Dansdale under the basket. Misses the free throw, but doesn't take away from what an outstanding play that was. As we come to the end of the first quarter, 30-19, the Thunder win. A high-scoring affair early on. Going to be an exciting rest of this game.
Yeah, Wheaton coming out scorching hot, shooting 72% from the field, 13 of 18, including 4 of 5 3-pointers. Just what a shooting effort to start this game. Wheaton looks locked in and ready in their quest to try to make their 3rd straight conference championship game.
Absolutely right. As we look around the rest of Wheaton Thunder Athletics, Thunder baseball team began their season today in a road trip down in Sewanee, Tennessee. Doubleheader today, split 1-1, lost the first one, and then came back. A high-scoring affair in the nightcap, led by the senior Peter Newman, who had 7 RBIs, including a 3-run bomb. Gave the Thunder a 15-4 win on Friday afternoon. And the Thunder's first win of this season. They'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon against Sewanee before next week making their annual trip down to the coast of Florida. Play a handful of games down there and return back to action for opening day here in Wheaton, Illinois. Will host their first of 2 tournaments before beginning conference play on March 28th against North Park.
Individually, Chantel Meacham with 11 points in that quarter, 3 of 4 from 3. Katie McDaniel's also doing her thing, 7 points, 2 assists.
There with the first possession here, the second quarter. Devin Kelly returns back to action. Gets caught up a little bit, finds McDaniels on the edge. Kyler from 3. Long ball not going to get it. Dansdale almost comes down with the rebound. Heck of an effort, but not going to get it. And here come the Vikings trying to cut into an 11-point Thunder lead.
I don't really mind that shot by Kyler. It's like I said earlier, first forces Kallenberger to come out a little bit where she's not as comfortable.
Kallenberger in the paint. McDaniels almost got dropped on that one, no call.
I've always been of the opinion that they shouldn't front quite so hard, because that's just an easy bucket for Kallenberger. Force her to shoot over you. I think you just play behind her, because she's shown that she can miss contested shots if you stay in front.
Meacham from 3 once again. Yes, sir. Chantel Meacham with 14 points early on. Steal from the Thunder. In transition, McDaniels fouled.
Wow, Meacham, quite a performance so far. 14 points, 4 of 5 from 3, and 2 steals. The senior really wants this one in her last CCIW tournament in a Thunder uniform.
She's seen quite a few of them. This is the third time in a row the Thunder have hosted this tournament. Seen a lot of victories, a lot of great games in this tournament. They're going to put themselves in another championship game of the way tonight. Devin Crowley going to add 2.
And with that assist, Katie McDaniels has tied Carrie Cole for the all-time career assist record at 463. She'll look to break that with her next assist.
See if she can do it right here. Good cut by Maggie. Dansdale in the paint, fouled once again, and she'll go to the line.
Dansdale providing some toughness for the Thunder in the paint. Wheaton with a huge 16-point lead just 12 minutes into this ball game.
You know, in the game of baseball, you talk a lot about when you make an error, not letting that compound into a bunch of errors. That's exactly what's happening to the Vikings right now. Turnover, a couple missed shots from close range, and all of a sudden you're looking down a 16-point deficit in the beginning of the second quarter to one of the best teams in this country. You got to find a way to shift momentum a little bit, and again, an offensive foul on the Vikings. It's going to be Thunder ball.
Yeah, they've kind of lost their composure a little bit. The Vikings need to resettle. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a timeout soon from this Viking team.
Expect Coach Beinborn do something different here. McDaniel's going to miss. Dansdale comes away with a rebound. Maggie Dansdale having a heck of a game. Tries to go to work in the paint. Finds Kyler from 3. Not going to get it. Comes down with another rebound. Lawson in the paint. And 1. She'll go to the line.
Wheaton's just wanted this one more so far. Another offensive rebound. That's their 6th of the contest. Just great effort, especially from Dansdale on the glass so far.
Everything is going the Thunder's way right now. And it looks like Coach Beinborn's actually going to take that timeout right now. Wow, Thunder really getting on a roll here, and when that happens, they're a very, very dangerous team.
It's so obvious they want this so badly. Yeah, like you said, after 2 early round exits in the NCAA tournament, they have big dreams and aspirations this year. But of course, you got to get there first. And if they lose this game, they probably won't make it. And you really want to win this tournament. We talked about this in the first broadcast. But since there's no teams ranked in the CCIW right now, Wheaton's close.
Yeah.
There's probably not a lot of at-large bids out there. So really the winner of this conference is really the only surefire thing to make the NCAA tournament. And the winner here awaits Illinois Wesleyan, who's a very good team. And they squeaked out a 1-point victory over another really good Elmhurst team. There's just a lot of really good teams at the top of the conference this season.
It really is, and it is. Thunder have kind of flirted with that top 25. And they're the next team out. They're 26th in voting this past week, 4th overall in their region, which, while good in a very strong central region, is that enough to get them an at-large bid? Maybe.
You just don't want to leave it up to the committee.
Yeah.
You know, you want to earn your way. And plus, you want a CCIW championship. There's a lot of pride in that.
Definitely the favorites to win this tournament. A pretty dominant conference play this year for the Thunder, just like we've become pretty accustomed to seeing with this group. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter, 39-23, the Thunder lead. McDaniel's gonna fire from 3, not gonna get it. And here come the Vikings. Whistle.
Ooh.
I don't know if that was an errant whistle. It looked like they call it kick.
That's kind of a interesting kick call. Normally it's more obvious than that. It looked like a good pass from Anderson. The Thunder get a break there. Should have been an easy layup.
.14 seconds on the shot clock. See if the Vikings can do anything. Wanted the three, not going to have it into the corner. Shot clock at 5. Drive. Jill Berg looked like she had a block, but they're going to call a foul. Heading to the line, number 22, Michaela Fallon. You hear the Thunder faithful don't like that call.
And that's a second foul on Berg. So we'll see if she takes a break or if Coach Madison keeps her in the game. Michaela Fallon averaging 9.4 points per game, shooting 71% from the foul line this season.
Knockdown number 2, 39-25. Thunder lead just over 5 minutes to play in the second quarter.
One thing you got to recognize if you're the Thunder, this Augustana team can put up a lot of points really fast. You cannot get lackadaisical.
You're talking about how you get the Thunder rolling. It's very difficult to beat. It's the same thing that goes with a high-powered Vikings offense. As soon as you give them a glimpse of light, it can be a lethal blow. As McDaniels a drive and a nice finish off the glass.
McDaniels with 9 points now, 4 of 6 shooting. She's continued her outstanding play at the latter half of the season.
And another foul, and it's going to send Michaela Fallon back to the line. The Vikings are about to do a complete line change here.
Fallon's done a good job the last couple of trips down the court, attacking the basket, getting to the line. It's one way you can really come back from a large deficit. A lot of teams settle for contested threes, but if you continue to attack the rim, get fouled, the clock stops, you can cut into the lead.
I'm going to send Chantel Meacham in. Kelly Lawson's going to head to the bench. And she'll knock down number 2. The Vikings will finish their line change. Not something you typically see very often unless you're playing North Central.
Just a great crowd here at King Arena. The football team's out in full force. Just provides so much energy to this team. I think the team's feeding off of that right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Jill Burt fouled, almost got it to fall. She'll go to the line and try and add 2 more. 41-27, the Thunder lead. Near the halfway point of the second quarter.
Jill Berg has played great minutes second half of the season. She didn't get a lot of points, minutes, early on. But she's come along and she's been a great player off the bench for Wheaton. She's really matured in her game, and she provides great length and shot blocking ability and effort.
Yeah, she really does. Coach Matson's always been the kind of coach where you have a player that doesn't see a lot of time, but if you earn it in practice, you're going to get time. You look at Maggie Dansdale, who last season didn't see a lot of time. Great play by McDaniels, and she'll finish it. Great steal and pokes that ball away. Put it up off the glass and add 2 more for the Thunder, 45-27. Saying Maggie Dansdale last season didn't see a lot of time early on, and a lot of hustle, a lot of great play in practice, and she's been a very consistent starter now on one of the better teams in the country.
Yeah, she has been, especially as I mentioned, her offensive rebounding. She just provides great effort and toughness. That's a second foul on Myroth there. So she's probably coming out of the game.
Here comes Maggie Dansdale, the junior from Wheaton. And Megan Stovall knocked down the second free throw. 45-29, Thunder lead. Dansdale doubled, skip pass over to McDaniels. See the Vikings kind of shifting into a zone. A little bit of a 1-3-1 trap there.
Good awareness there to get the bucket. Dansdale continuing her hot start to this game. She has 6 points.
You know, Caleb, I really like the 1-3-1 defense, especially if you have a lot of fast, athletic players. The problem is, as soon as a team recognizes it, you're done, because it's a very easy defense to beat. But if you're coming out of a timeout and you're trying to throw a team off balance, I really like it. You just can't get too comfortable in it.
It's good to switch things up, as you said. But yeah, Wheaton does a good job of recognizing that, and they got an open shot. Good composure by the guards to pull it out and get set up. Yes, and as Rusty just mentioned, on that pass to Dansdale, Katie McDaniels became the all-time leader in assists in Wheaton College history. Quite an accomplishment. She's not just a scorer, she can really pass as well. And as I'm speaking, Riley with a huge three.
Corey Riley is somewhat of a problem from three, 2 for 3 so far tonight. She's got 6 points. Thunder answer right away. Thunder with a 20-point lead here coming into the last minutes of the first half, 52-32. Hand off to Corey Riley. Outside trying to drive on the baseline, kick to the corner. Riley once again from 3, not going to get it this time. Kallenberger showing off those long arms. Just kind of tips the ball out of the hands of McDaniels. And Jill Burke going to get called for the foul, trying to come around Kallenberger to make a play. I believe that's her 3rd. It is her 3rd. So she'll come out. Mel Bremhorst would come in. Coach Madsen kind of going on a rotation between Kyler Berg and Bremhorst. Chantel Meacham gets a hand on it, knocks it out of bounds. The Vikings continue to struggle just doing the little things. And really nice looking drive there, just couldn't get the finish. Kallenberger fouled.
There's not a lot you can do there. When she's 6'5", she gets the ball into the basket. Good job just to keep her from scoring, forcing her to go to the line and earn them.
Misses the first one right. Another mass substitution here. 3 new players will come in for the Vikings. See Olivia Meyer return to action. Claire Kramer as well, along with Jen Van Watermeulen. As Kallenberger knocks down number 2, brings the Vikings back within 19. Quick press break, looked really good. Zeller, the long 2, not going to get it. Now in the last 2 minutes, driving a nice finish there. It's Olivia Meyer once again. Player we didn't talk a ton about in the pregame, but a very consistent contributor to a top 5 offense in the country. Caleb, you said in the beginning about how the conference of the CCIW is pretty consistently a very high-scoring conference. So there's only one team in the CCIW that doesn't rank in the top 100 in scoring offense, that being Carroll. On top of that, there are 6 teams in the top 30. 5 teams in the top 20 and 3 teams in the top 10 in the country in scoring per game.
This is for certainly, this has to be the highest scoring league in the whole NCAA. Yeah, there's just, I don't think it's for some teams, it might be a lack of defense. But for other teams, I just think there's a lot of talented scorers here.
Yeah.
And, you know, normally you kind of get skeptical because no one's in the top 25. You're like, what are they doing in the CCIW, just scoring these crazy numbers? Yeah. But there's just a lot of talented scorers just doing a lot of games this season. I've been impressed by the skill level of a lot of players in this league. It hasn't translated to a lot of success in the NCAA tournament as of recently. I mean, in 2012, Iowa won it all, so certainly that. But besides that, the last like 3 years, a lot of early exits for CCIW teams. But I think they have some promise this year, even though none of them are ranked right now. There's a lot of talent here.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Really athletic play by Ellie Zeller there. She's gets fouled, and it looks like she's going to go to the line.
People forget about Ellie Zeller because she didn't play for a semester, and she has a little bit of a smaller role on this team. But she's 8th all-time in scoring. She passed Janet Alborn last game in the history of the school. And she's one of the highest field goal percentage shooters ever as well. So people kind of forget about her. She comes off the bench now. But she's quite a scorer.
No, she's missed a pretty significant amount of time with injuries, but you're absolutely right. And she's one of the 3 guards. You have McDaniels, you have Lawson, and Ellie Zeller, and that trio is one of the big reasons why we've seen so many numbers in the win column for the Thunder over the last couple of seasons. Ellie Zeller right now 90 points behind Kathleen Fidelia in the all-time scoring list. So she's going to need a pretty extensive run in the playoffs. But maybe it is possible. I mean, you hope you have 6 games left after tonight. So it is possible. It might be a little bit of wishful thinking. Izzy Anderson will knock down the 2nd free throw.
Wheaton can take the last shot here if they recognize it and can hold the ball. Looks like they'll do that.
Smart basketball.
So it looks like they'll at least have a 14-point lead. Augustana's trimmed this lead a little bit to end this quarter.
A high-scoring affair early on. Dansel's going to get fouled in the paint. She will go to the line. Foul be against Carly McCameron. That's her 3rd.
Dansell has been very active around the hoop this game, finding little spaces where she's open for passes and rebounds. Her and Lawson, I've talked about this in other broadcasts as well, they're just so crafty around there, just getting open off of curl cuts, off of backdoor cuts.
Long 3 for the Vikings, almost got it. But there goes the buzzer, and we have come to the halftime break, 54-39, the Thunder lead over the Augustana Vikings. We'll be back with you for 2nd half action in just a few minutes. Right now, we're going to take a break here on WTSN.
From the moment I stepped onto campus for the first time, one thing I couldn't help but notice was how numerous the roles were here that contributed to the success of this special place. Asking the question of what service means at Wheaton College yields no straightforward answer. Service at Wheaton is dynamic. Service at Wheaton means something unique and different to every person in every role on this beautiful campus we all call home.
I serve by using my God-given talents to glorify Christ, pushing my body on the soccer field and my mind in the classroom.
This year I served by welcoming the new students to Wheaton College. We want them to know that we care about them, and we want them to live well when they're at Wheaton.
I serve Wheaton College by making sure students' living conditions are well kept and encourage a positive atmosphere within the dorm.
I serve by maintaining a safe and orderly environment here at Wheaton College and caring for this awesome community.
Service for me means leading students in developing their minds and teaching them to communicate effectively in the world today.
I serve in Young Life, which is a ministry based completely on relationship. My desire is to walk alongside high school kids, to reveal to them the goodness of life that is possible only through Jesus Christ.
Service to me is providing guidance and a listening ear to ensure that students have an enjoyable entry here into Wheaton's community.
I serve by representing the student body of Wheaton College and making decisions that will benefit a diverse community.
Hey y'all, I serve by ensuring Wheaton College is fed and well nourished so that they're ready to take on their studies and other activities.
Service to me means challenging 120 young men every year to become everything God wanted them to be, to excel in the classroom, and become the best football player they possibly can be out here every Saturday afternoon.
Для меня служение – это учеба в другой стране и жизнь в другой культуре, с новыми друзьями, как всю жизнь.
Service for me is making sure Wheaton College is always looking at its best.
I serve by doing what a president can do to nurture the spiritual vitality and maintain the theological orthodoxy and promote the academic excellence of Wheaton College.
Service for me is getting involved with ministries here at Wheaton that are designed to reach out to the community here in the Chicago area.
I serve
for Christ
and His kingdom.
I believe you could change the atmosphere with your love. I believe you could change your heart with your love. Lord, come change over the atmosphere. Lord, come change our hearts with love. Heaven come down like a rain of thunder over the city, over this
are back for our 65 reunion.
Class of 1955.
Class years 1965
and 1985.
85.
Diane and I were roommates our sophomore year.
I sang in the men's glee club my freshman year.
I was in the first ROTC class that was commissioned in June 6th of 1955.
It's very interesting just chatting with any classmate, how quickly you come up with a connection, either someone that you know, and then just to review memories. I think that's one of the fun things about being here now and that we didn't know back then. We were right classmates.
We were in each other's wedding.
Yeah, we were in
right
each
after,
other's wedding.
I waited
yeah.
3 weeks after graduation to get married. What did you? How long?
The next year. Yeah.
I remember when I was in chapel when Dr. Edmond had his detached retinas. He was the president, and he had bilateral detached retinas, and he had to have his both eyes covered for a month. So after being, blinded for a month with these patches, he came, and it was one of the first days he had these patches off, and he preached on a verse in Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 61, and it basically went, "Never doubt in the darkness what God has shown you in the light." And it was such a dramatic thing given what he had come from. And so that's one of the chapel memories, among others, But that's one that I think about often.
I look back, I'm sure you do, grateful for our time here. And grateful for the friends we've made and the contacts, and now to get their stories. It's always such an encouragement, isn't it?
Yeah, for us, Wheaton is a big family, and we belong to it, and that's really special.
Welcome back to King Arena, just about 60 seconds away from the second half right here. And Caleb believe it or not, the Wheaton Thunder shot 63% in the first half. 63%.
That's pretty incredible. They are on track to be the highest percentage shooting team in Wheaton history. They're now at 45.3% of the season. The 95-96 team was 44.6%, and this effort certainly will help them on that quest. They're also on track to the highest scoring team points-wise per game. They averaged 77.8. The 13-14 team shot averaged 75. So, yeah, this Wheaton team is just an offensive powerhouse, but Augustana is as well. And normally a 15-point lead, you're like super comfortable. But with Augustana, the way they press the whole game, and they can score in bunches, we need to come out strong here and not let Augustana get any hope.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Thunder looking to close in on going back to the conference tournament championship. First, we got 20 minutes of action to play right here. Vikings will start with the ball in the second half, trying to close in on a big Thunder lead. Maggie Dansdale making her presence known on the defensive side of the ball. Finds Dansdale in the paint. Once again, she'll go to the line. Another and one for Maggie Dansdale.
Dansdale has come out firing. I think that's their third and one of the game, following a steal on the other end. When Dansdale's playing like this, Wheaton just adds a whole nother level to their capabilities.
What a game from Maggie Dansdale. Meyer brings the ball up from Augustana, showing off a little ball skills there. Fires a three, top of the key. Knocks it down, Jen Watermullen. Her first points of the game. Quick three, not necessarily the best shot you're gonna see. Nonetheless, knocks it down. Lawson answers. It's gonna just be a long two at her feet on the line.
The hot shooting for both teams continue here. One thing you gotta keep in mind, for both teams, their season's kind of on the line. So for these seniors, for the Vikings, they are certainly not going to give up. Van Watermullen, one of those, with the big three to start this half.
It's like Maggie Dansdale is going to get credited with a block there, or at least she should. Dana's going to slow things down a little bit on the offensive side for the Thunder. Dansdale, drive kick out. Kyler finds Lawson in the paint, not able to finish there.
Good cut though from Lawson and good pass from Kyler. It's a good shot.
Driving, got stripped, looking for the foul is Victoria Allen, but she's not going to get it. Coach Beinborn very frustrated on the Augustana bench. And then Dansdale, one more and one. Maggie Dansdale.
I honestly think that's 4 and 1s for Dansdale. As you see on the replay, a great cut, and she just finished so well. The Vikings seem to always lose her in the mix, and Dansdale has made them pay. She now has 14 points on 6 of 7 shooting, 4 rebounds, a block, and a steal. Great minutes from the junior.
Drive kick, top of the paint. Not a lot of options here. Drive and the foul is going to be on Lawson, it looks like.
That's her second foul of the game. Reached in there, it's on the replay. Even if you get ball, a lot of times someone's driving and you slap in like that, they're going to call a foul. Fallon's played pretty well tonight. She's gone to the line a decent amount. She's 5 of 5 from the charity stripe.
Knocks down another one. An efficient shooter. And cuts the Thunder lead to 18. So I see Kyler playing on the outside. More, it's exactly, Caleb, what you were saying. It makes it so that Kallenberger has to play on the perimeter. Opens up the paint for players like Maggie Dansdale. Hustle play from McDaniels, gives the Thunder another look. Kyler fires from three, not going to get it. Another offensive rebound. Maggie Dansdale and Devin Kyler all alone. Kallenberger got caught sleeping on the edge.
Dansdale is just balling out right now with the old board and the beautiful assist. Incredible minutes from Dansdale in this game. And as I speak, another good defensive play. Coach Madsen must be thrilled by the play of his junior guard, Maggie Dansdale.
I really love the way she plays. A lot of hustle, a lot of heart. She'll head to the bench to get a bit of a rest here. 6:57 left in the third quarter. Ellie Zeller checks back in for the Thunder. Great screen opens up. Michaela Fallon knocked down the long two. Vikings continue to press and continuing to hurt themselves. McDaniels in the paint. Great finish with the left hand. Meyer to the outside. Kramer the drive into contact. Will get the ball to fall. 18-point lead for the Thunder. Just over 5 minutes. Excuse me, just over 6 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. And it's a high-scoring game. Both teams just going back and forth.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track. It's a little tiring. I mean, the Vikings are playing great offensively, 47% from the field.
Heck of a hustle play from Chantel Meacham. Not going to find McDaniels on the drive. Gets fouled on the floor, no shot.
As I was saying, the Vikings, I mean, if you just look at their offensive numbers, 44% from three, 47% field goal, you think this would be a really close game or a Viking lead. But Wheaton shooting nearly 64% from the field and 43% from three. Just an incredible performance, all while only having 4 turnovers, so they kept care of the ball as well.
Great pass, McDaniels not going to get the finish. Zeller knocks the ball out of Kallenberger's hands. Thunder going to get another try and a defensive foul on the block. It looks like it's going to be Claire Kramer.
Just one of those great cuts by Lawson. She's just so good at knowing when to cut, because it's all about timing. And she saw that no one was going to stop her from cutting to the lane. She knew Kyler was a good passer. She goes back to the line. One of my favorite things about this Wheaton team is that they pass the ball so well. In today's game alone, they have 21 assists on their 28 field goals. That's a really good percentage of assist to field goal.
Misses the free throw. Take it the other way. Izzy Richardson tried to cross over, lost the ball, reset, do it exactly the same way, and this time blocked, and here come the Thunder. Myroth kind of falls into a spin move. Nice looking play. I don't know if that's what she meant to do. And a turnover for the Thunder, only their 5th turnover of the day compared to 13 on the Viking side. (69-48). The Thunder lead.
Wheaton's done a good job for the most part of neutralizing Kallenberger. She just has 7 points, 9 rebounds, which seems like, oh, she's having a great game, but with the way Kallenberger can play, they've done a pretty good job of neutralizing her.
That's it, you're absolutely right. Still playing a good game, but Thunder really have seemed to solve the problem, if you will. A lot of action going around Division III as now we're starting to talk about the national playoff. picture as we go into our third quarter media timeout. Thunder right now sitting at 4th place in the regional rankings, behind WashU down at St. Louis. Wisconsin Oshkosh, who's playing right now against UW River Falls in the second round of the WIAC tournament. Really tight game there. River Falls has been in control for the majority of the game, but Oshkosh still keeping it in there. And UChicago from the UAA in 3rd, and then the Thunder. Then Illinois Wesleyan actually in 5th in the region, which is pretty interesting. Interestingly enough, WashU and Chicago, 1st and 3rd in the region, play tomorrow at 1 o'clock because the UAA doesn't have a conference tournament. That'll be the last game of their season. But another really important game tonight was Hope lost to Calvin in the MIA, up in the MIA in Michigan in Grand Rapids, which means that Trine is most likely going to win the MIAA, who the Thunder beat in non-conference play, which, when you're talking about a resume going into this tournament, gotta think is going to really help the Thunder. Will it, all these things be enough if you can get Oshkosh to win that tournament because the Thunder lost to them early in the season to help their loss look a lot better? Will all these things be enough for a host? Hard to say. I'd say the chances are pretty slim.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter anymore how many, because they don't pick a certain amount of teams from every region for the tournament. It's just best teams,
right,
including conference champions. So, yeah, the regional rankings, I think you're right, is more for who hosts.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is still important, even though like there isn't a set amount of teams from every region that advance to the NCAA playoffs. But of course, you want to earn your way an automatic bid. You don't want to have to sweat out selection. I think it's Monday for Division III women's hoops. And Wheaton just playing great basketball. They've won 6 in a row coming into this game after a surprisingly poor loss at Carthage. They've really responded well, beating a lot of the best teams in this conference during that stretch as well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And, you know, if the whole score holds, you're playing at Illinois Wesleyan tomorrow night, which is going to be a tough game. Illinois Wesleyan, one of the best programs in the country. Like you said earlier, the 2012 national champions. They played the Thunder in the conference tournament championship last season and are consistently in the top teams in the conference. So it's a tough win to beat the Titans.
Yeah, it really helps that Wheaton's at home because they haven't lost at home all season. And as we've mentioned before, there's only been one team in the history of CCIW women's basketball to win the CCIW tournament on the road. So it's a very hard thing to do. Now it's Wheaton back in like 04. So Wheaton has home court advantage, but yes, Illinois Wesleyan has beaten Wheaton pretty in Bloomington earlier this season. Wheaton took advantage of their last regular season game against Iowa, beating them to host the tournament. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow night, assuming this score holds, which I assume it will, with a 23-point lead in the third quarter, it will be another great Iowa-Wheaton game. It's kind of been a staple, classic game in this conference for the last couple of years.
It really has, and it really, you know, you're playing for a title. And it just brings all the more to it. Both teams really playing for a spot. I mean, even if the Thunder win tonight, I'd like to think that they have a pretty decent shot at an at-large bid into the tournament. I'd say Illinois Wesleyan's pretty well in that place as well. But, you know, you win, all of a sudden you're looking at an opportunity to host where you don't end up having to play your first round over at UChicago or having to go down to WashU. And you could kind of give yourself a little bit of a better opportunity to make more of a run into the tournament, which the Thunder haven't done in a long time. But teams like Augustana, gotta think, well, I gotta think they have to win the tournament in order to find themselves a spot in the tournament. And the 3 minutes and 12 seconds left, facing a pretty hefty deficit to this Thunder team, those chances are dwindling pretty quickly.
Yeah, they are. Even for a high-octane Viking team, deficit's getting a little much here. As long as Wheaton continues to play hard, not to get, and they don't get complacent.
And you're starting to see the Thunder lengthen out some of their possessions. And looks like their Vikings team's getting a little tired. You see Kallenberger getting caught. Once again, an easy bucket there for Mel Bremhorst. Riley floater, no good. Rebound, Kallenberger. I don't know why she didn't go straight up with it. But it will reset everything here. Fresh shot clock. Fallon resets to the top to Allen. Fallon's going to get called for a travel. Another turnover for the Vikings.
Wheaton has played excellent defense the last couple of possessions. Augustana with just 9 points this quarter. Wheaton's really turned up the defensive effort and stifled any comeback attempts from the Vikings. With that foul, Kelly Loss will go to the line as Wheaton's in the bonus for the remaining 2 minutes and 8 seconds of this quarter.
You know, we talked a lot at the beginning of last season when the NCAA made the rule change to women's basketball to move to quarters rather than halves. One of the benefits to that is your team fouls reset at the end of each quarter, which means when you're in the last 5 minutes of the game, you're not stop, start, stop, start every 10 seconds. And I was pretty skeptical of it at first because I thought it took some of the strategy out of the game. But seeing the pace of play and the way it's played out, I've become a huge fan of it.
Yeah, I like, because if you get in the bonus with like 11 minutes left in the half, it's just going to be slow because every single foul is free throws. There's no more 1-and-1, which I kind of liked because it put a high value on free throw shooting.
Right.
Because you know, in practice we'd always practice, you know, like 1-and-1, you got to make both. But now it's kind of like you just get 2 shots every time. It's kind of an NBA thing now. But yeah, I think it's played out well. I think the NCAA will keep to it. We'll see if the men ever decide to make that switch. I don't know. I don't think they're talking about it much, but it's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, and I'd certainly, honestly, at this point, I really like the prospect of it, just because it changes the pace of the game. But we shall see. We really don't have a vote, unfortunately. I don't know why we don't.
No, it's probably a good thing, to be honest.
Sadie Roberts knocks down the second one. Vikings continue to press, and he caught the ball a second time tonight. Getting involved in the action.
Yes, second time I've caught the ball tonight. It's just such a joy to be a part of this game.
(74-49). Thunder lead just over a minute and a half left in the third quarter. Sadie Roberts came down with the rebound and gave the Vikings another look. In a fresh shot clock crash, the paint not going to get it to fall. And while the Vikings overall were shooting fairly well through most the first 25 minutes or so of this game, that number is quickly falling, now shooting 38%. While the Thunder continue to add to theirs.
Chantel Meacham now at 234 career three-pointers. I don't know if I've made that many in my life.
And she's already the program leader all the time, so she's just continuing to build the gap. Foul's going to go against Jordan Myroth. That's her third. Overall, not a lot of foul trouble. Kyler Myroth and Berg all have 3. Other than that, not a ton as Kyler gets set to come back into the game. On the other side, Carly McCameron has 4. Victoria Allen with 3, and then a couple players with 2 and 1. Both teams in the bonus for the last 48 seconds of this quarter. A little give and go action. Kylie's going to reset and kill some time here. Four seconds on the shot clock. Lawson fires from 3, not going to get it. Maggie Danziel knocks the ball free again, 2 times. It's going to go to the Vikings right about half court, 15 seconds for the Vikings on the clock.
Wheaton still shooting 60% from the field. It's just hard to beat a team when they're that hot. They're well on track to score 100, even though they'll probably take a little bit off the gas pedal in this fourth quarter.
Now, this is definitely a game you'd like to see Coach Madsen go into his bench a little bit and get some other players some time. It allows for your regulars to get some rest, as well as get some of your young players experience in postseason play. But once again, not our decision to make.
Coach Madsen normally likes to play his starters for at least for the first 3, 4, 5 minutes of a fourth quarter, even if it's a blowout, just to keep them fresh. And then he normally he'll probably maybe start to go deep into his bench, maybe after the media timeout in this fourth quarter, to let them play out the last 5 minutes. Yeah, just some stats for you, some impressive stat lines for the Thunder. Chantel Meacham with 17 points and 4 assists and 3 steals, including 5 3-pointers. Katie McDaniels with 15 points, 4 assists, 3 steals. Maggie Dansdale with a lot of energy, 15 points and 5 rebounds. Devin Kyler, who only has 4 points, so well below her season average, but she has 6 assists. She's done a good job of contributing in other ways. And Kelly Lawson, who found out she was first team all CCIW today with 12 points on 5 of 10 shooting. So just all around great effort across the board for the Thunder.
I mean, if you coach Madsen, you got to be pretty happy with the way your team is playing. Pretty minimal errors, shooting the ball really well.
Yeah, there really hasn't been a lot to be disappointed in this game.
Vikings really starting to force the shots and not able to find a lot of it. And while the women's tournament is going on here at King Arena, up north in Kenosha, the Carthage Redmen hosting the men's half of this tournament. Earlier today, we saw Augustana defeat North Park 86-70 in the first semifinal of that. And right now, North Central, who's the 4th seed, giving a lot of trouble to the host Carthage. Right now, the Cardinals lead 65-46 with 10 minutes to play in the second half. So if that score holds, that means it's going to be an Augustana North Central championship tomorrow. North Central looked like they weren't going to be able to make the tournament in the last 2 weeks of the season, and then because of the Thunder loss at Carroll, gave them an opportunity, as well as an Illinois Wesleyan loss. And then Augustana, who at one point had a 4-game lead on the conference, needed just a win to lock things up, host a tournament, couldn't find it, and Carthage sneaks in, ends up hosting the tournament, and now they're in danger of a first-round exit.
Yeah, the men's side of the CCIW is crazy this year. Except for Carroll and Milliken, everyone had a chance to make the tournament in their last few games. And there were no clear dominant team. So it kind of felt like everyone felt they had a chance, even the Thunder, who at one point were third to last, but with just one win, shot up to like fourth. Just showed you how crazy the league was this year.
You know, that was one of the, coming into the final stretch, it was about as close as you can get from second place to either 6th or 7th place. It was a difference of a game. And it looks to be pretty similar to that next year. I think one of the most impressive things about the men's half of the CCIW basketball 16-17 season is North Central, who 9 minutes away from going to a conference championship, played almost the entire season without Connor Raritan, who was the favorite to be the player of the year in the conference, and the reason why they were picked to be one of the best teams in the conference. In the preseason, they were like 16th or 17th in the nation. And after losing Raritan for as much time as they did, all of a sudden they're looking at maybe a losing season, and really turned things around, got hot, and given the host a lot of trouble. A 15-point lead, 8:47 to play. But quite a different story here in King Arena, 79-57 with 7 minutes to play. See Maggie Dansdale making her way to the bench.
Just in every statistical category, it seems like the Thunder have an advantage, except for rebounds. Augustana leads that category by 6. But assists is really telling. Wheaton with 24 assists compared to Augustana's 6. That's just such a testament to how well this Wheaton team shares the ball, and it starts with their best player, Katie McDaniels, who became the all-time leader in assists in Wheaton history tonight.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
She just keeps piling up the records. She closes out her time here. What a special player she has been. A joy to watch to all the Thunder fans.
Speaking of records, Chantel Meacham just knocked out another 3.
Yeah, that gives her 20 points and 6 threes tonight.
Jeez. And Chantel Meacham, who's got a second team all-conference recognition, is, as she's showing tonight, is really a big part of why the Thunder have been so successful over the last couple of seasons. They're going to get the ball back here, 6.5 minutes to play in the fourth. Jill Berger just standing under the basket and one. Kallenberger with the foul. Jill Berger will go to the line.
That was an impressive finish. She got hit really hard from behind, able to concentrate and get the bucket. Jill Berg with 6 points and 3 rebounds. But most importantly, she's played great defense on Casey Kallenberger and has been a big part of the reason why Kallenberger hasn't been able to take over this game.
Hey, 84-57 is the Thunder lead. We have our little late competition here in this game. It's a full court putt. And it's not going to be anywhere close.
That's really hard to do.
It is.
But I've seen it happen. It showed on SportsCenter. People have drained those putts for like 20K.
I'd be so nervous. One putt for $20,000.
Yeah, I know. I won $100 once when I was in middle school. at a high school basketball game. It was the classic like layup, free throw, three-point half court, and I hit the half court shot. I remember the student section like mobbed me. I thought I was going to die for a second. But that was probably one of the greatest moments of my life.
That's so cool. You could put that on a resume.
Oh, I did.
Foul here. Not a foul, it's just going to get tipped off of the Thunder. And it's looking like this one's pretty well all but over. 27-point lead for the Thunder. Kyler the rebound.
You can only imagine the starters playing only a few more minutes.
Yeah.
I predicted at the media timeout. We'll see how long they stay in. McDaniels, as she does best, goes back to the line. In addition to being the assist leader in Wheaton history, she's also the free throw. She's made the most free throws in CCIW history.
Wow. And it is breaking records left and right.
One of the most impressive stats I see is Ellie Zeller, coming into this game, has shot 51% from the field in her career. And she's the 8th all-time scorer, so she scores a lot. She shoots a lot, but she's made over half of her career shots.
That's crazy.
And she's a guard. I mean, most of the time you see centers who just score, you know, who just, in the guys' game, just get dunks like DeAndre Jordan, or the girls' game, just layups. But she shot 51% in her career from the guard position.
You can start to see a lot of the emotions running high on the Vikings side. Some of these players, this will be their final collegiate game. And you know, it's easy to say when you're sitting over here that you've got to keep your emotions under control, not let them get the best of you and cost your team more points. But so it's a tough situation to be in.
That's why I think Coach Madsen should really start to think about putting in some reserves here. You want to make sure everyone stays healthy. There's a lot of important games coming up, including tomorrow night against Illinois Wesleyan. What a matchup that will be. For sure to tune in at 7 o'clock tomorrow night for the championship game. Yeah, these Vikings keep fighting. As you mentioned, for some of them, it's their last collegiate game. It's always a tough thing to finish out your career with a loss. But these players have put in a lot into their program. And they deserve all the recognition they get.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 87-59 is the Thunder lead. Also should mention Carly McCameron, who had the foul on the last Thunder possession. That is her 5th, and that will end her evening. Chantel Meacham, Kelly Lawson come out likely for the last time as we see Jordan Myroth and Kelly Thornton re-enter the game. Kelly Thornton, one of those players off the bench that really can be a force offensively. You're seeing her shoot the long ball really well over the last 2 seasons.
She's someone who got a decent amount of minutes early on in this season, but just the way the team has formed together, she plays more of a reserve role. But at Carroll the other day, she was the leading scorer with 22 points.
Wow.
So she can still light it up, and she kind of enjoys this time, you know, where it's the game's not in jeopardy, and she can just go out there and fire. And she can really, as I said, she can light up a scoreboard.
She really can. Chantel Meacham has done that tonight. She has 20 points over the 30 minutes she's played. Katie McDaniels with 17 will up her career average. Talking about records, she has the 4th highest scoring average in program history at 16.5. all-time leader is SUNY Kemp with 19.8. That's pretty impressive. Over the 1982 to 1986 seasons, McDaniels half a point behind Stephanie Clark, who played here from 1993 to 1997, who has 17 points a game. It is tough to up your scoring hours, but she'll help herself out at least a little bit tonight with 17 points as she remains in the game, probably not for all that much longer. But once again, still not our decision to make, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought at that media timeout she'd come out, but many of the starters still in. Crafty move to use her right hand there, slip it by the defender.
Thunder now put up 90 points. Thunder came into this game as the 12th ranked scoring offense in the nation. McDaniels puts in another 2. Then the 12th best scoring offense in the country at 77.8. North Central leading the conference is second in the nation with an 89.6. Coincidentally, also have the worst defense in the nation. But Thunder looking to add to that. Thunder with 92 points. McDaniels is 21.
Yeah, with that steal as well. She has 4 steals and 5 assists. She comes out of the game. What a performance by Katie McDaniels. Coach Madsen continues to coach. I love to see that. He's someone who certainly coaches until the buzzer. He hasn't had to do a lot of coaching tonight, which is a luxury because the team has just played so well and so disciplined. He's kind of sat down for most of the game, which is not typical from Coach Madsen. He's just been really pleased with their team's effort so far.
Jordan Myroth showing off some skill a little bit. Thornton from 3, not going to get it. Go the other way, Michaela Fallon on the drive. Vikings will put up another 2, 92-64. I think one of the luxuries that Kent Madsen has is he's had a group of leaders from every season this year. You can say a handful of people, Ellie Zeller, Albie Butler, Katie McDaniels, that make it so that he doesn't have to coach, you know, as much as someone with a younger team does. Say Mike Schauer on the men's side, who, while there's a great deal of talent, you do have a lot of youth on the team, and that does require some coaching. And as you said, Kent Madsen hasn't had to do a whole lot tonight. You've got to credit some of the leadership of this team, and that's a quality that really great teams consistently have. Come down the last 2.5 minutes of this one. Shot clock down, 7 seconds. Bremhorst knocks down a nice jumper.
Bremhorst with 4 points.
Foul on the Vikings. It's like you said, it will be the Thunder and the Illinois Wesleyan Titans going to battle here tomorrow night.
Jen Watermulen leaves the game. The senior gets a standing ovation from the Viking faithful that made the trip from Rock Island. Sang with number 15, Olivia Mayer. And Casey Kallenberger leaves the game as well. 3 seniors They've done a lot, even the Wheaton Thunder fans and players giving them a hand. It's always to see careers and seasons end. We hope them all the best in their future endeavors.
See Jacqueline St. Lou, freshman from San Luis Obispo, California. Getting some minutes here late in this game, 99 seconds to play. I mean, really just an all-around great game from the Thunder tonight. Aaron passing like I'm just a miscommunication. A late turnover really doesn't hurt anything but the stats. Which we love the stats though, Caleb. We love the stats.
We're all about the stats. Wheaton still holding their 59% field goal for the game. That's an impressive stat to sustain for a whole length of the game with just 1 minute left here.
Well, if the Thunder can push it over 60%, they'll break the conference tournament record, which right now is held by Millikan in 2005. They shot 31 of 52, 60% against Illinois Wesleyan. You make a couple more shots. We got records to break.
Yeah, they do. Abby Dorman goes to the line. For her, this also might be her last action Thunder uniform, depending on how the other games go. So she's taken advantage of this playing time. She's meant a lot to this program. I know just talking to some of the women on the team, even though she hasn't gotten a lot of minutes, she's really a leader for this Thunder squad.
Come down to the last 30 seconds of this one. There's about 11-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock.
And that should do it.
Yep, that'll be it. So the Wheaton College Thunder will advance to the conference tournament championship tomorrow night at King Arena. 96-66, a 30-point victory over the 4-seeded Augustana Vikings. Quite a season for Augustana. But the Thunders will continue tomorrow night against Illinois Wesleyan, the second year in a row. Wheaton College will host Illinois Wesleyan for the tournament championship game. That game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock here in King Arena. It'll be here on WTSN. You get to listen to me and Caleb at least a little bit more. Thunder looking to lock up another conference championship game.
Just individually, real quick, Katie McDaniels, 21 points. Angela Meacham, 20 points. Maggie Dansdale, great game with 15, and Kelly Lawson with 14 to lead the Thunder in double digits.
Really a great game for the Thunder, and really an exciting game. We're excited for tomorrow night and see what the Thunder will bring. But for tonight, I'm Mike Hickerson for Caleb Springer on WTSN. We'll see you tomorrow night.